You can find some help in the Life Raft. You're never by yourself in the Life Raft. When you're sick, when you're scared, it's nice to know someone who cares in the same boat. Yeah, hope floats in the Life Raft.
Well, thank you and welcome and good evening. Sorry I'm not in a tie or shaven. My bag has not hit my room yet, and neither have I, so good evening. I'd like to thank everyone, and we have an extremely large and distinguished group of people here tonight. And there are CEOs of pharmaceutical companies, there are accomplished doctors, there are world-renowned researchers, and members of the NIH and some other people who are also a lot smarter than I am, so welcome. But most importantly, we also have patients and caregivers from all across the US and from many different countries. And this will hopefully be a fun-filled and an information-filled and a hope-filled weekend for everyone. But this is also a special meeting. This is celebrating 10 years of GIST. It's celebrating the patients in the audience today. And they'll be honored, and I'm sure they'll be asked to stand many times, and I'd like to be the first one to ask them to stand tonight. So if you're one of those people, it's emotional, but can you please rise and get the round of applause that you so deserve. For you 10-year survivors, everyone who's a 10-year survivor, please stand up. And just, if you could, for those of us in those room who intimately know the roller coaster that we call GIST, the mental and physical and emotional roller coaster that we call GIST, you know what all these people have been through, so we'd all like to thank you for your courage. It's inspirational and it gives hope to patients and caregivers and gives reasons for all of us who are part of the Life Raft Group to continue to work as hard as we do. So I'm Jerry Cudzil, I'm the president of the board. I got involved when my father-in-law Bill was diagnosed. And it started out as a friendly dinner with Norman at a Chinese restaurant in New York City. Some of you may have heard this story. So we ate and drank and talked, and Norman did most of the talking, and I listened. And at the end, Norman said, "We'd like you to join the board." And so I said, "I have to think about that commitment." And so here I am, 6 years later, introducing this fantastic group, and what an amazing list of accomplishments that we have. And so what started out as a backyard barbecue and an email listserv has turned into a patient support organization which is grown to have representatives in over 40 states and over 50 countries. And I just want to highlight some of the things that we've done, because I think the group has undergone a rapid growth. We have this website. I'm sure you've seen it. It's daunting, it's overwhelming, but it's full of wonderful information about GIST and podcasts and everything else. And we've made it to the 2000s. We're on Facebook and Twitter. And Norman, if you can see, has tweeted a couple of times, although I still don't think he knows how to use it. I think it's all Trish, but you can ask him if he knows how to use it. I doubt he will. We publish the monthly newsletter, which has articles ranging from medical updates to advocacy issues to patient articles. We support a global research effort, which is arguably second to none. The team has agreed to collaborate instead of compete. You've heard it a number of times, but it's truly unique and it's powerful. And it is this knowledge that we've gained from that research that we're hopeful will help us find the next Gleevec, or maybe even better, a cure one day. We've put more effort into our pediatric GIST summits, and we've also continued to work closely with groups like the NIH to expand our efforts. And we have the largest and most comprehensive patient registry. It is full of information. We hope to use that information to better help Jonathan and his team and other researchers identify compounds and hopefully one day find a cure. And we also have the largest clinical trial database, and I can go on and on about the list of accomplishments that this group has achieved. But what I can tell you is, I am extremely proud, and I know Norman is extremely proud of all the accomplishments of the Life Raft Group. And it is exciting on one sense, and it is also humbling on another sense. I think we're proud of everything we have accomplished because of the increased awareness of GIST. We're touching more patients and caregivers today than at any time in the past. But for all the accomplishments, we're still faced with too few alternatives, and too many of us know what that is like. So, at the end of the day, the goal remains the same today as it was 10 years ago. And that's for us to find a cure for this disease. So, before I wrap up, I'd just like to say an inadequate, but an extremely well-deserved thank you to our staff. If you look around today, this is a 250-person event, and it has gone off without a hitch, aside from the fact that I have no tie. But aside from that, that's out of our control. Everything else has gone extremely smoothly, and it's truly fantastic.
You can find some help in the Life Raft. You're never by yourself in the